Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you've been having some good days in the market. It is July 17th. We're going to look at some technical analysis, look at the SPY, look at Bed Bath & Beyond, NEGG, GME, Upstart. We'll do some charting. I'm going to show you the options plays I've been doing, option selling, options buying, some of the futures. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. You can follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT, as well as our Discord server. Link for both those are in the description. It's been a while since I've done a recap video. We've been streaming every day. If you haven't joined us on there, please do hit the notification bell. Been streaming, every day during market hours, live trading, basically. SPY, I mean, it's been a while since I've recapped you guys, but had this nice cup and handle here that we broke out of, and we're basically just on the ups from that still. On a smaller time frame, we could still have a little pullback for some liquidity, but actually after today, now that I'm seeing it, probably not. We got a big engulfing candle, and we are just in this breakout. So I think 450 probably the top of this range. What is this? 452.69 be the next resistance, but that very well could get shattered pretty quickly. That's not a very strong resistance. 457, 460 area is probably the next bigger area. We do have earnings season that we're in now, so that will probably have some market direction decider on what's going on. So yeah, just look out for that. I've been trading futures on daily futures on micro ES and in the larger ES, as well as SPY daily calls or puts. Dailies, kind of scalps. It's been going pretty good, but yeah, we have to see that on the live stream. Barbecue, it's done a lot since the last video. I can't remember where we are, but all these cup and handles we've basically been calling out, and they've been playing out with some mixed volatility here and there because of the big hearings that we've been listening to, the bankruptcy court hearings. But basically we had, this is the 4-hour chart. So we had our cup here that was formed, and then we had our handle, and then we had our push just today actually to hit the top of the cup. So cup and handles, if they don't break out, they usually will make their way at least back up to where the cup formed. At this point, we're looking for, if they can keep pushing it, we'll break out here, and I think probably have clear upside up to 60 cents. At the least 38.79, but really 60. With barbecue though, it's very risky because you could get liquidated, probably not liquidated, but your investment could go to zero, I feel like, at any point if they have any announcement that is Chapter 7 related. So that's definitely the risk involved with it. But at this point, TA wise, looks like it's building another little cup right here, and so we'll look for a handle retracement this week. Could pull down as far as 50%, which would be 31.34 before it rebounds and then makes it back up, and then we'll see if it rejects that breakout level there that we hit today, 36.22 area, or if we bust through that. And then if we do, might find resistance at 38.79, but most likely probably keep going on up, and that will be a big couple days most likely. So I've been trading in here and there. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm seeing for barbecue. As far as dates and court hearings, I'm not too sure. You have to jump on stream or jump on our Discord, and you can see all that stuff. But yeah, as far as the charts, playing out pretty good. But it's a risky one for sure, just given the nature of it. So GME still kind of just melting along with low volume. We're still waiting on them possibly buying a used company, as they put it. So acquiring some company. I do have actually leaps on Funko I got in case Funko is the one. I also have actually NEGG. We'll get into those plays, but I still see kind of a head and shoulders here on GME with the head and the shoulder and shoulder. It did bounce on this kind of channel. Here's 2 supports, 3 supports, and then it bounced right here, making a 4th one. So coming down here, looking for it to bounce there if you're bullish, or bearish, doesn't really matter, but looking to see if it bounces here, and if it doesn't, then I see probably 20 bucks back on the menu, which is this prior support, if not even lower, and bouncing off this lower trend line, which is respected twice. And yeah, so bouncing here or down here, I'm kind of leaning at least down here, and if that breaks, then looking at horizontal versus supports, 18 cents, 16 cents, depends on what the market's doing too. We very well could be in the beginning of a downturn though. Well, not quite yet, but about to get there because the chart's pretty bullish on SPY for now. But we still have earnings and everything. So yeah, that's what I see kind of for GME. A lot of hype runners that have been having sustained rallies the last couple weeks, which we haven't really seen, I feel like, in a long time. One that actually I don't have a position in yet, but we've been watching it some, is BBIG. This chart looks really nice. Yeah, basically have inverse head and shoulders here, head and your shoulder, lots of volume, green engulfing candles here, and today it even broke out of this range. So I'm liking BBIG for a gap fill up to $2.80, but really your next major resistance wouldn't be till $8, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, we'll see. It's a bit of a sketchy one too. Had a reverse split. I don't know much on the fundamentals on this one, but the chart looks good. I'll probably look for a position on it at some point. In the short term though, we do have that inverse head and shoulders, and it's, you know, bullish MACD, green over the 9 moving average, and it could be building a kind of a cup here. Could build it here before this gap fill. So then you'd look for kind of a retrace of sorts. Like so, and then for it to push back to the upside. But it might not slow down here, honestly. It could just keep coming up and make a bigger cup, where there's more resistance up here, like $4. Yeah, four so, and then look for a handle. That's BBIG. We also have Upstart's been on a crazy tear. I can't remember the last video I did, but yeah, this thing's just been wild. Basically just a long accumulation, and then broke out on good earnings, lots of volume, and just been on a nice escalator ride up. Got up here, did a little cup and handle also, which you can see. Here's your cup and then your handle. Broke out of that, increased volume, bigger candles, and now we're getting up to kind of that higher resistance. This is kind of the first major resistance, 54 bucks or so in that area. And then after that, we have a gap fill up to 71 cents, 76 cents for the gap fill, resistance at 71.5. So you can see this larger cup. If it starts to reject here, I'd look for a pullback to go long, basically. Or you could go short here and play the handle on the way down. Yeah, it looks like a 50% retracement if it dug that deep would be 34 bucks or so, somewhere around there. But could find support at any of these levels. You've got 38.2% right here, about 40 bucks or 39. So that might be it, but that is, yeah, that is a bullish chart. Upstart for sure. Run, we have a position on too. I'll go over the options plays that I've been trading. This finally has breakout actually today. So I can't remember if I added today or what, but I do have some. There is one more kind of resistance I want to break, this higher line, but that said, had an inverse head and shoulders here, head, shoulder, an RSI divergence back here. So we've been tracking this one for a while. Was selling cash secured puts on it in this area just for a bounce on that other shoulder, and then actually just started getting calls after it broke out of this. So yeah, run looks good. And then NEGG, we got calls on this one. Same sort of deal as run actually. RSI divergence started down here, and then it started to make just this uptrend on the lows. You see it starting to make higher lows. And then the breakout happened just a couple days ago. So I got calls here. Once it started to bounce off of this trend again, and we got some calls, and yeah, this thing's kind of blowing up now. So lots of upside potential on NEGG as well. I think $2 as well within reason, and 2.5, and then 3 on that one potentially. Birds is even waking back up. I don't have a position. Well, I guess I do. I have calls on the non-reverse split shares. But yeah, this chart looks nice also. You have an RSI divergence here, and now you have this starting to break out today with a bit more volume. So we'll see. Birds is yeah, Birds actually has done well at times. The plays I've done, that's probably the best way to see kind of what we're into. Got a lot of options right now. So I showed you run, didn't show you blink Blink's not looking quite as good anymore. Or no, today actually started to wake up a little bit. It's kind of an early trade, but I do see an inverse head and shoulders here forming. Our MACD's bullish. We got green over the 9. Really looking forward to break this like 730 level or so for more confirmation. But yeah, I did get into some calls on Blink. Lots of upside potential on that. You know, you've got 990, $10 basically for the next major resistance. And then LYFT. I like LYFT. We got into LYFT. I've done some cash secured puts on it and got into calls the other day. Let's see. These are pretty much flat though, so still kind of consolidating. It did break out of this high up here. Has this inverse head and shoulders as well. Head, shoulder, shoulder. And now we're kind of building a bull flag here on the daily with your pole and your flag up above this resistance, this breakout level. So that'll looks good. And then you've got this big gap to fill up here, up to $16. And you have earnings coming up. On a lot of these stocks, you actually have earnings, and you'll find that stocks usually run up coming into earnings. So most of my positions, if I'm up quite a bit on it, I won't hold through earnings. I'll take the gains before earnings and maybe leave some if I'm up a lot for some earnings exposure, just in case it rips after earnings. We looked at NEGG. We have, I have rad calls, but I think I'm going to close these. Yeah, probably take a little loss on these. This one could wake up. Yeah, it's kind of not looking too good on that one. Snap. Snap's looking really good, similar to LYFT in a sense. And we've got this inverse head and shoulders down here as well. It's now bull flagging, consolidating. This is kind of one of the early tech earnings plays. So this kind of, I guess, decides the direction or the sentiment for the rest of the earnings on the tech sector. So consolidating here in a bull flag and looking for an earnings run up on it. It did break this. I don't really have any lines on here, but you've got this resistance level. It broke in this area, and now it's consolidating above that, which looks good. And you've got a gap fill up to here, 1550, and then another gap all the way at 21. So we'll see. I have some calls on that one. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys my position. So I've got on this one, I have August 15 strike calls. On NEGG, I have August 1.5 strike calls. I share all these on Discord too when I'm opening them up. On LYFT, I think I mostly have August calls. LYFT, I have August 13 strike calls. And then on Blink, I have August 8 calls. So trying to stay pretty close to the money on all these. Run, I have, actually I opened a short call. So I opened up the long calls today when it was breaking out. And those are, let's see, August 22.5 calls. And they're up 40% today from opening them. So I actually opened a short call on the weekly, 23, you can see here. So I have a 22.5 long call, open up a weekly short call, just to capture some of the profits of that long call. So I'll close that this week and just keep riding the long calls on that one. And then Zoom is another one. I've opened and closed calls. So open some calls up on this support here, another inverse head and shoulders, and then you have this breakout. So I closed them. I closed my first set of calls for a small profit when it was rejecting this breakout, and then actually reopened them, opened up some new ones either yesterday or today. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. So they're about break even. But yeah, this is a nice looking chart also. Beginning to break out, has kind of one more resistance to break through on Zoom, but it's got a gap fill up here, and earnings are probably coming up here pretty soon as well. That is Zoom. And Teladoc. Teladoc's up 1% today. This is another long accumulation pattern. So looking forward to break out of here a bit earlier on this one again too. Could have gotten them here. I'm up. No, I'm basically break even on these calls at this point. So looking for a break of this basically resistance to be bullish on that. But they have earnings. Let's see, coming up pretty soon. So hopefully a little earnings run up. It's Tuesday. I might be selling those before Tuesday. Those are, let's see, what do I have on there? I have October 40 calls on that. So a lot of time and high price. So kind of out of the money with a lot of time. And then actually I got Funko Leaps. They got a new CEO, and so it's sold off, or they fired their CEO or whatever. And so I got some Leaps on Funko. Kind of CEO overreaction play, and it's at a good support level. So hasn't made a reversal at this point, but I like the levels at, and I wanted exposure in case GameStop does end up acquiring it. So got Funko January 15 calls. And then have FSR, Fisker, Leap puts, long dated, just because I think they're probably gonna go bankrupt. Same with Joby. This one's had a big move because of FAA though, so that one might be a long play. But you have long short positions on these. Same with Lucid. I think they're gonna go bankrupt as well. Even though this chart now looks pretty bullish with that inverse head and shoulders. You also have a head and shoulders here too, so just probably consolidating for now on it. I've got like a year of time on this Lucid and Rivian. So all these are way out of the money. Basically the bottom of the options chain. Rivian's chart looks pretty bullish at this point too. I got these puts earlier. But yeah, we'll just see what happens with Rivian. And yeah. I think that's pretty much all the plays. I have the Theta Farm. I don't want to put it in this video. I'll maybe put it in another video. We've been doing about 8% a month, just selling premium, selling cash secured puts, and some of the ones we've been doing them on is Dish. It's had pretty high premiums, and it's at a nice low level. Blink I currently have some on. PaySafe. We're doing cash secured puts on Coin, which I could have just got calls, and this thing it went crazy. We did them on Drop. Doing them on a lot of different kind of higher IV stocks that are at a low price that have a nice uptrend. That's what I got for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you on Discord. Peace out.